the haunting embrace of the Crescent City. My name is Sarah, and this is the story of what happened to me and my friends during a trip to New Orleans. It was supposed to be a fun vacation, a break from our college routine. Little did we know, our lives were about to be turned upside down. We arrived in New Orleans with excitement in our hearts. The city was vibrant, with its lively music, colorful houses, and delicious cuisine. Our group consisted of me, my best friend Emily, her boyfriend Mark, and his friend Alex. We rented a charming old house in the French Quarter, which added to the city's enchanting atmosphere. As we explored the city's historic streets, we stumbled upon a tiny shop that piqued our curiosity. The shop's name was Mystic Curiosities, and it was filled with strange trinkets and artifacts. The shopkeeper, a mysterious woman named Madame Delacroix, seemed to sense our fascination. She told us stories of the city's dark past, of voodoo and spirits that still lingered. She warned us to be careful, especially after nightfall, but we laughed off her warnings, attributing them to local folklore meant to thrill tourists. One evening, as the sun set over the city, we found ourselves in a bustling jazz bar. The music was intoxicating, and the drinks flowed freely, but as the night deepened, an eerie feeling crept over us. We dismissed it as a result of the ghost stories we'd heard earlier. Walking back to our rented house, we took a shortcut through a narrow alley. That's when we saw him, a tall, pale man with piercing eyes, dressed in a manner that seemed out of place in modern times. He introduced himself as Lucien and offered to show us the city's hidden gems. Despite our reservations, we were drawn to his charm and air of mystery. Lucien led us through shadowy alleys and hidden courtyards, regaling us with tales of New Orleans history. The night air grew colder, and we started to feel uneasy. But Lucien's presence somehow reassured us. As the clock struck midnight, Lucien invited us to a grand mansion tucked away from the main streets. Its architecture was breathtaking, but an unsettling feeling gnawed at the back of my mind. Entering the mansion, we found ourselves in a lavish ballroom filled with elegantly dressed people. The ball was like something out of a different era, but the guests were unlike any we'd seen before. Their skin was unnaturally pale, and their eyes held a hunger that sent shivers down our spines. Lucien revealed their true nature. They were vampires, creatures of the night who had survived for centuries by feeding on the blood of the living. Fear gripped us, but we were unable to escape. The vampires surrounded us, their hypnotic gazes locking us in place. It became clear that we were their prey, mere mortals ensnared in their deadly game. Emily and Mark were taken away, their screams echoing through the mansion. Alex and I managed to break free from the trance, our survival instincts kicking in. We raced through the mansion's winding corridors, pursued by the vampires. Their hisses and growls echoed in the darkness, driving us to run faster. Miraculously, we found a hidden exit and burst out into the moonlit garden. But our relief was short-lived. The garden was a labyrinth, and we were soon separated. Lost and terrified, I stumbled upon an old chapel nestled within the garden. Inside, I found Emily and Mark, pale and weak, their lives draining away. They warned me of the curse that bound them, a fate worse than death, forever trapped in a state between life and undeath. I had to find Alex and escape the mansion before the vampires caught up to us. The mansion seemed to shift and change, its layout disorienting me at every turn. My heart raced as I heard footsteps and whispers behind me. Shadows danced along the walls, and I knew the vampires were closing in. Just as I was about to lose hope, I stumbled upon a hidden chamber. There, I found an ancient book containing a ritual to break the curse. With trembling hands, I read the incantation aloud. The air crackled with energy, and a blinding light enveloped the room. When the light faded, the mansion was gone, replaced by the tranquil garden. Emily, Mark, and Alex were restored to their human selves, their memories of the horrors erased. It was as if the nightmare had never happened. We left New Orleans as quickly as we could, haunted by the memory of what we had experienced. No one would believe our story, but the scars remained, a constant reminder of the supernatural terror we had faced. We swore to never speak of that night again, to bury the truth deep within us. But even now, as I write this, I can't shake the feeling that the shadows still watch me, that the vampire's hungry gazes linger just beyond the edge of my vision. The haunting embrace of the Crescent City will never truly release us, and the memories of that fateful night will forever torment us in the dark corners of our minds.